Hi, you're listening to Phil DeBella, and this is FlashCast by PDB. And today we're going to be tackling different ways to become a better person. So in a time right now where it's perfect to be, doing some reflection, doing some self-work, we've got a lot more time on our hands at the moment. I believe that, life's a journey of becoming better every day. I often talk about today better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today. And I've had a few listeners reach out and say, well, you keep talking about tomorrow better than today. Can you give us a few tips on how you do that yourself and go about it? So I think timely with what's happening at the moment, with most of the world in lockdown or isolation, it's a great way to sit down and say, hey, how can I become a better person? How can I be better tomorrow than what I am today? And I want to share a bit of a framework for people to be able to, make the most of their time right now to become the best versions of themselves and to become the best that they can be. And remember that we talk about this in terms of personal, professional, and family, that our lives are broken into the three areas of personal, professional, and family. And as a person, we're constantly on this journey of growing. And I keep talking about journey versus destination. Life is a bit of a journey, and today I want to talk about, life is a journey, full stop, and I want to talk about 15 ways to become a better person through the journey. So here's a bit of a template. I'll try not to talk too quickly, which some of the listeners say I do, and but that might be strategy because I want you to listen to it a few times. But I'll try and keep it as at a good tempo. But number one, compliment yourself. It all goes with the positivity of your mind. It's all about complimenting yourself. We're very harsh on ourselves. I say to people that I can actually, I'm very harsh on myself at times and have high expectations of myself. But we need to make sure that we're complimenting ourselves. If we want to grow every day and become a better version, we need to compliment ourselves. Doesn't mean that we've got to be fake and tell ourselves lies. We've got to be honest and authentic with ourselves, but definitely make sure that we're taking the time to complimenting ourselves. Number two is don't make excuses. I talk about this all the time, is be accountable. We're all going to make mistakes. I've made plenty of them, but own them. I say to people, if I make a mistake, I put my hand up and I own it. I don't make excuses. It's all about making sure that we're accountable, not blaming other people. It's somebody else's fault. No, it's take ownership, and this will help you grow as a person. Number three is something I've been on a bit of a journey over the years, is letting go of anger. There's going to be things that happen in our lives that really upset us, and anger is normal in people's lives. It's a normal emotion. However, I notice that I've been at my best and been able to grow as a human when I'm able to let go of anger. And what I do there is obviously see the problem, take the problem on. I write it down. I love using pen and paper. You'll hear me say that a lot. I write down what the problem is. I write down what is making me angry. So what's leading to the emotion of anger? And then I start dealing with it. And I find that it helps me let go of anger. And if I can let go of anger quickly, then it helps me grow. It doesn't hold me back. Number four goes with obviously number three, is practice forgiveness. It doesn't mean that we forget things, but I do believe, and this comes with having a strong faith in practicing forgiveness. A lot easier said than done. Meditation has helped me a lot with this. It enables me to pause and reflect and really think about, the positivity in practicing forgiveness, because it helps me get rid of that anger emotion, or it helps me get rid of the negative emotions and to be the best that I can be. Number five is all about being honest and direct. I mean, I don't know any other way. I always say to people, you might not like what I have to say, but you can trust that I'm telling you what I think you need to hear, and vice versa. I want people to tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear at times. So I want people to be honest and direct with me, just as I want to be honest and direct with them. Number six is all about being helpful. This is something I learned from a book called The Go-Giver. From an early age, I read the book Go-Giver, and it's all about helping as many people as possible. It's all about, what can I do for you, being in service. I mean, being in the hospitality industry has helped me a lot in that area, is being helpful and what can I do for you. And I find that I grow as a person when I'm constantly putting myself in a position to be helpful for others, or to others. The other one is listening to others. In a world where we do a lot of talking, I find that it's important that we also listen, making sure that we listen to people and giving everyone a voice and making people feel valued and heard. It's important to allow others to feel valued and heard. And if they're not being heard, well, then they won't feel valued. And I think that being a good listener changes your life in a positive manner. And over the years, I've worked on becoming a much better listener to others. And this is something that I've had to work on everyone very hard because, in a position of leadership, you're constantly doing a lot of the talking. But I actually found that when I focused more on listening to others, that it actually made me a better person. It made me a better leader, and it also helped me grow as a person. So listening to others is important. Number 8 is act locally. It might not seem like a big deal, but, if everyone does a little bit, especially these current times where I talk about everyone does something, act local. Start in your own backyard, whether it's donating clothes, cooking for somebody, helping somebody get their shopping, whatever it is just do something for the community to show them that you care. And that starts locally. We don't have to be tackling the big things, acting locally, doing something, doing a good deed of some sort, whether it's buying somebody a coffee in the line behind you, whether it's, donating clothes to the local charity or going shopping, as I said before. These are things that can always help you and will help you grow as a person. Number 9 is be polite. I always say to people that I can tell what somebody's like when I take them to lunch or dinner and how they treat the wait staff. Always be polite is being thankful, grateful, holding elevator doors, letting people walk through. Just a bit of kindness, says a lot about a person when they're being polite. Rudeness is not something that's going to get people very far, and it certainly doesn't allow people to grow. So being polite will help you grow as a person. 10 is all about being yourself. Making sure that you're always yourself, your authentic self. This is something that's really, really important. And yourself will be based on your values and your beliefs. This is what shapes your identity. So you really need to know what your values and beliefs are, because this is what shapes your identity and is important in being the best version of yourself. 11 is always about being open to change. So the point around number 11 is about be open to change. If the world is constantly changing, things in our personal, professional and family life change constantly. We need to be open to change. If we're not open to change, then we can't grow. And that's why we talk about journeys versus destinations. Everything's about a journey. Every day is going to be different. Some high, some low, some better, some worse, but constantly a journey, and life is measured in moments. So being open to change will ensure that you can adapt and grow as a person. Next one is be respectful. This is something that was instilled in me from a young age by my parents, obviously son of migrants. Very respectful, say hello, greet people, say thank you. Respect the people around you, respect your environment, respect others, respect their ideas, lifestyles, their feelings. Everybody has their own perspective. Everybody has their own lens of the world. Something we talk about a lot is seeing things from different people's lens helps you to become respectful. You don't have to agree with people to be respectful. People sometimes think that I have to agree with somebody and that shows respect. No, that's not true. Respectful means understanding somebody else's position, not ridiculing them for it. Being understanding towards whatever their lens is or their perspective is at that moment. Be respectful of that. Be respectful of people's times, their thoughts, their ideas. Constantly taking up people's time in a time that they don't have to give you is not being respectful. So respectful is also about being conscious, making sure that we're conscious of what's going on within ourselves, within others, and our environment. Right. Next one is something again that came out of the Italian upbringing, which is don't show up empty-handed. Every time we go and visit somebody, we would always bring either wine or flowers or chocolates or mum had baked biscuits or bring something over. It's a real big European tradition of you don't turn up to somebody's house empty-handed. You don't go to a dinner party empty-handed. It's just a show of appreciation. It also links in the respect and making sure that you're showing people, and it's also a language of love. It's one of the 5 languages of love, of giving, and that's something that helps people grow as people, is that you feel this need of giving actually connects you to emotionally to what's going on around you. So just try that. Don't, next time you're going over somewhere, don't show up empty-handed, and you watch how that makes you feel and how it'll actually ultimately help you grow as a person. 14 is always about educating yourself. I always talk about if you want to be better tomorrow than today, or today better than yesterday, we need to constantly educate ourselves. We need to be in constant learning mode. And this is something that people don't. It's also what we talk about growth mindset versus fixed mindset, is the people that are educating themselves are constantly in growth mindset. They're constantly working on being better tomorrow than today. And the last one is surprise people. Learn how to put a smile on someone's face. Surprise them. Just do something different for them. Make them stand out and feel better. So, there's some tips. Until next time, you've been listening to Phil DeBella, and this is FlashCast by PDB. Go and be the best that you can be and take that journey of becoming a better person.